that chase position. Chris, you on the mic? Ready to send it. Little overcast day. I think it's good. Like I said, little small percentage of small chance of rain.
Just to spice it up a little.
Yeah, just to shake things up. Why not? Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. You know what I mean? Here we go. It's official. We've begun Formula Drift Round 1, 2024 season. Here we go. Joao Barrion separating himself from Jeff Jones. Gets all the way out to that wall. Nice execution. Comes a bit short on outside zone 2 into outside zone 3. Jeff Jones, you can see him kind of tempering the flame, keeping it back there. Out to that touch and go. Jeff Jones cuts it in and now past that last inside clip. There we go, Joao Barrion. I mean, I think Jeff was kind of put on his heels a little bit there and maybe gave himself a little too much room between him and Joao Barrion.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Jeff be a little bit more aggressive with it, but it's tough. I mean, Joao had a couple of rough runs in practice, so you got to be cautious. You don't want to do anything too crazy. Joao, good initiation there as he gets out to outside zone 1. You can see the distance there with Jeff as he starts to suck the car back in through the transition out of 2 and into 3. And then right here, Joao does a good job through that touch and go, but Jeff's a little bit late to make that same transition, so it's a bit of a gap. Now, what is a little bit different now with judging is we used to talk a lot about lead versus lead, chase versus chase. The idea now is to look at all of it as a whole. And now if you had a blowout in the lead but weren't great in the chase, that still weighs a little bit heavier. So, you know, this, I wouldn't call this an inactive chase, but Jeff really is going to have to. Jeff has a good lead run, but Joao's right on his door. That might be it for Jeff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's a little bit different of a mentality, which I think is going to be interesting. And we'll get judges on. We'll get them to kind of wrap out, as they say.
Yep, elaborate on what they've seen. And again, I really like the no one more times. You know, push comes to shove. We need to see a true winner. So again, this is locking in the bottom 16. Who's moving on?
I think so far right now, looking at this, I mean, Joao had a good lead. There's some spots that he could have been a little bit deeper, 2 and 3. But yeah, Jeff's chase was definitely a little bit further behind. So he's got to work on it.
Here we go. Sopa sends him from the start. Jeff Jones out front. He needs to have a dominant fashion. And if Joao Barrion does a good chase job, look at that proximity right there on the door of Jones. And we talked about Joao, what's he been doing in the offseason? Oh, that's a big correction. Joao shuts it down. Jeff Jones gets gifted this victory with Joao shutting it down. How unfortunate is that? I mean, he had great proximity. Okay, little flare there from Big Drift Energy, Jeff Jones. Also, want to repeat, there's no one more times just in seeding. There are one more times when we go to game day in top 32, just for clarification. Joao shuts it down halfway through, going into outside zone 2. How unfortunate, because he was on one.
He looked really good here. Jeff with a big swinging weight transfer initiation, but Joao was right there with him. And you can see here, you know, he straightens up, and then you hear him on the limiter. So I'm wondering if it was like I mean, it's a driveline issue one way or another. Another interesting change to the rule book. I don't know if you knew this. They threw out 6 pages of rules in the new rule book.
They threw out.
Just that's it. They're gone. So one of the biggest changes that everybody needs to wrap their head around is the idea of an incomplete or a 0, whatever terminology you want to use. Realistically, there's only a couple ways that you're going to be able to do that. And with this, when we saw Joao go straight, he would have had to have gone straight for more than 2 seconds to really be a definitive 0 or incomplete. So he actually could have reinitiated back there. Would have been a massive detriment to the run, but we're so used to thinking that,
it's over.
It's over. The moment they straighten, it's over. And they've opened this up a lot because there are situations where you have that situation happen and you need to be able to flip the car back around and get things going again, and the rest of the run could have been fine. So if you would have reinitiated within 2 seconds, it would have been fine. But here we go to a judge's decision.
All right, here we go. Joao Barrion or Jeff Jones. Looks like Jeff Jones gets the win. He'll be in game day, top 32. So Joao shuts it down. He's still got a signature smile on his face, but unfortunately, he will be watching from the sidelines tomorrow.
Yeah, good to see Jeff, moving on. I mean, you never want to win by somebody else having an issue, but at the end of the day, finish first,
Jeff doesn't care.
Finish.
He wants to win.
Yeah, he's here to party.
he wants to make it, dude. He wants to make it to game day. But welcome back, Rad Dan. His lovely wife Renee. Great livery. Love the black chrome and the chrome. Great looking car. Iconic Mark IV Supra. Let's take a look. Rad Dan Burkett and D Mads, Derek Madison, had some issues, didn't? So this is his pro spec car. He's got pro spec power. Here he is going against Dan Burkett. Clutch failed on him, and it could have been a lot worse earlier today. But he's prepping a new car. Yeah,
he does have a pro car in the lineup. I mean, I would almost argue, if you can, run your pro spec car, get some more power into it, because you know the chassis. I mean, even though you might build another chassis, things are in different locations. You might change some stuff. Just stick with what's familiar.
Yeah.
Right? Why make it harder on yourself? So
because he's going against some of the baddest dudes in the land.
I know.
So yeah, that's why.
Stepping his game up, that's for sure. I'm excited to see Rad Dan back out here again. It's so nice.
No, it's good to see Dan and like I said, his team. They made the move. They moved out of Southern California and they're now in Florida. So we'll see what kind of moves he's got. And the moves like Jagger. Let's go. Rad Dan Burkett, outside zone 1. Oh boy, D-Mat shuts it down. Holy cow. Just exit stage left for D Mads. Taking a look over here at the spotters. Yeah, his wife Renee. So I'm sure she said, hey, shut it down. You're good. Man, he's just having some bad luck. All right, thumbs up. He's good.
Yeah, he did have a clutch go out. I mean, timing-wise, it was nice for him because it was behind Ben when Ben had his incident. So, but it could be the same thing here, depending on if he had a clutch, and you replaced it. Maybe it isn't.
Yeah, maybe it's not 100%.
Yeah, the replay is going to let us kind of know a bit better how he came out of drift. But looked good right off the go. Like, he launched the car pretty well. He was right there with Dan. Right here, of course, right behind the blinds.
Snap back.
Yeah, off power. So, could be drive line. It could be a lot of things. So, initiation was good. Big e-brake pull there from Dan back on the power. And then course correction, locks him up. Nice little pillowy stop into the tires. Could have been a lot
to Kyle Cross sending some texts. Make some noise for Derek Madison. Unfortunately, it looks like we'll see if he gets it back together. D Mads. Look at that wig.
Look at the hair.
Holy
it's
cow.
beautiful.
Ugh.
He's not happy, but it looks like he's ready for a photo shoot. How does he keep it that beautiful under a helmet? What's your secret?
Yeah, he's like a lion.
Maybe he's born with it.
Yeah, maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. Ooh, he's like baby Thor.
Get this man. He's
Last year's like, I'm doing it. I'm going for it. Would love to see Rudy have a great maiden voyage his rookie season. Here we go. Kyle Mohan initiated into that first outside zone. Kind of slow roll into it. Gets all the way out there. Taps the wall. Oh, throws back. Mohan loses it. All right.
Whoa.
So I think we need to run this back because Kyle hit the wall. He straightened out, but Rudy in the chase position, he wasn't exactly up to par either.
Yeah, it's tough to say because you don't know. Like you see it and then you're like, oh, what's happening here? Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse.
I think Kyle's just upset with himself on that one. I mean, he was out super wide, just a little too much, and I think that ended up becoming the main issue.
We are hearing that Derek Madison has called a competition timeout, so we will ideally revisit the second half of that battle. So here we go. Here's the replay.
Yeah. Gets on throttle just a little bit too late, and then that sends it out. I mean, Rudy was there, but
he had some mistakes himself.
Yeah, it wasn't great. So let's keep an eye on Rudy through here, into the initiation, back on throttle, and then it looked like he was trying to anticipate when Kyle was going to shoot out of the pocket, and Kyle didn't. So Rudy wasn't in a great spot. If Kyle didn't hit the wall the way he did, Rudy would have been in a really bad spot.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, he would it would not have been a good place to be, and he would have transitioned too early. He would have shot himself right into the outside wall, but that was an independent mistake from Kyle.
Yeah, exactly. It seemed that it was two separate kind of incidents, and I think Rudy, like you say, got lucky there for where Kyle got thrown. A little bit of a tank slapper for both of them, right? They're both banging around in there.
Yeah.
All right, so Rudy Hansen will now lead Kyle Mohan, giving chase. It's kind of interesting, like we're doing head-to-head battles, but Frederick Osbo's up here with a spotter. He's taking a look, and you got to think strategy-wise. They're looking at who they might be going against. So how are they driving? What's going on? So it's a totally different way to approach Formula Drift. Here we go. Rudy Hansen out front, Team Hansen. That first outside zone, tries to get out there, fails, comes up a bit short on both the first and second and third outside zone. He has a fluid line, and now brings it around that last inside clip. I mean, it wasn't the most airtight run that I've seen from Rudy, but I think it's going to be enough, unfortunately, compared to what happened to Kyle Mohan right out of the gate.
Yeah, it was definitely safe. I mean, there's one thing to err on the side of caution. That was definitely cautious, but at the end of the day, his spotter's probably going to tell him, hey, you just got to get through the course, stay in drift, don't zero this out, and you're going to get the spot. And going to the judge's decision, you can see here.
There you go, slide him left, slide him right, slide him right. Rudy Hansen gets the win. And yeah, that mistake just too big, and he's like stoked. Yeah, shout out to the boys at Evil. They're over in Redlands, California. Here we go, Andy Haley across the nose of Manoa, that Ijuka Racing, 86. Oh, man, everybody struggled with that first initiation point. Manoa, he's right there. Manoa's doing exactly what he needs to do. You can see proximity, just learning the car. He seemed really confident in that chasing position. Manoa, again, both these guys, rookie into pro.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good. It was a very expert level chase. So I want to touch on it again here. Normally in the old rule set, this would have probably been an incomplete from Andy, but under the new rule set, this is not. He did not. He did come out of drift. Did he drive straight for a little bit? Yes. It was not over 2 seconds, so the run goes on. So Hiro needs to continue chasing, does a great job. Expert move there. Holding the car back, understanding he was too deep in the pocket when Andy went to transition, holds the car back, gets back on front. Like, driving well beyond his years with that move. That is so difficult to do. So Andy comes out of a lot of angle. It's going to be a massive detriment in the eyes of the judges, but does still get through the run. And that's kind of the beauty of this new rule set is, like, normally that'd be, we'd be arguing, was it a zero? Did his wheels go straight? What is drifting? But now we get to see the rest of the runs. We're getting back to, like, the roots of drifting. Yeah. Like, this is back to, okay, he made a big mistake, but let's just keep going.
Right.
So,
yeah, I think that margin of error is minimized because of maybe, you do have that quick correction, but give it a beat, get back on it, bang doors.
Exactly.
Here we go, Manoa out front, Andy Haley in the chase position. Manoa, let's see how it initiates across the nose of the BMW. Andy Haley, he jumps to the side. Big correction, big angle from Manoa. Oh, Manoa, that got a little funky there. That got really difficult for Andy Haley to actually follow.
Yeah.
We're going to have to run that back. It seemed that Manoa impeded where Haley could go. He had a massive angle going to that first outside zone when he came into view and then transitioned back, and it seemed like he hung it out there way too much, hung it out to dry, and Andy had to avoid him.
I think it's going to come down to which mistake was bigger. Andy did straighten out. It's still chaseable. Hiroya went with a lot of angle. Was that considered chaseable? In my eyes, that's what it's going to be. This is it. This is our new judges.
Yep.
This is their time to shine. They get to look at this. So much angle there, but then was able to get out, basically misses all of outside zone 2, misses a good chunk of outside zone 3, but then the rest of the run is fine. Yeah. So not perfect, but definitely acceptable. So yeah, it's time for the new guys to earn their pay, right?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you bring up a great point. Like, hey, you're hearing the big boys, and this track is so unforgiving. Yeah, Manoa, it snapped back on him.
Yeah. He went in real hard in outside zone 1, catches the wall, gets back on throttle. The car's pointed the wrong way, gets it back around, but basically disregards outside zone 2. But yeah, Andy's wasn't great either. So, I'm sure the chat's got its opinions on which mistake is bigger than the other, but we don't have one more times.
Nope.
And if we do have one more times, when we get into our normal bracket,
yes,
the idea behind the one more time moving forward is going to be the run has to be an 85, or the idea of it has to be a quality run, and the decision for the one more time needs to be because the run was so great we can't decide. Not the run was terrible, we can't decide. We're going to get into that tomorrow a bit more, but just giving you a precursor to wrap your head around.
We say it all the time, and like it kind of pains us, and just being honest, not naming anybody.
Yeah.
Right. But when a run is just bad on bad, you're like, I don't want to see that again. You know what I mean? Like we want to see, if it's boxing, if it's soccer, if it's, you want to see the best thing. You don't want to see, let's see these two bad runs again.
Yeah, I mean, Andy really only flubbed that initiation, and it almost looked like his e-brake didn't lock up in time because he threw the car sideways. There was a ton of side biting there, but I would have expected to see like an e-brake pull considering the attitude of the car, and we didn't see that. So I'm wondering if he had an issue with the e-brake, and that's why. But realistically, man, it's so tough.
Yeah.
Love the drift wizard on the peeking out at the top of the roof. Those videos are incredible.
Oh, they're so good.
So judges still deliberating a little bit as to what's going on. Some conversation back and forth. So what they are deciding is who had better leads, because I believe that's the default, right?
Yep.
It's a sub 85 for both leads, right?
Yeah, so we're getting word in from Ryan that, like I said, the rule book is completely changed, so we're all making sure. But
there we go. So it's going to go down and default to the lead. So Haley and Manoa, it looks like Manoa gets the win on his debut, will be in the top. It's on into 32. So let's lay out and listen to this JDM Supreme new livery, new kit, Street Hunter. Shout out to TJ Hunt. Diego Higa, the TT radio vehicle. A lot of buzz around Diego Higa. Again, a Brazilian, absolute weapon. It hasn't really come together for him. It's just coincidental that it's like a Joao Barrion thing. It's not a Brazilian thing. It's just, I think, getting more familiar with this car, just like Joao. You can't just show up and expect greatness. And he might be, and away they go. Derek Madison now out front, Dan Burkett in that chase position. If you're Dan Burkett, how risky do you get knowing that, D-Mads, and Derek says, hey, follow me, baby. Fuel Lab Technologies, S-Chassis, that third outside zone. Oh, buddy. All right, comes to a halt, saves it into that third outside zone. That's going to lock it in for Dan Burkett. Unfortunate for Derek Madison, but he, we'll see him in Atlanta.
Yep.
Hopefully gets, Atlanta's less than a month away.
It's pretty close, man.
Only, less than a month away. All right. So Rad Dan will make it official here in just a moment. 3 more battles left after this.
Kevin Wells checking tire widths. The man's always watching.
Always watching, Lebowski.
Yeah, let's see what happens here with Derek's run. So outside zone 2 looked good, pushes it out really wide for 3, and you can see right here, watch the front wheels, too much sauce. So not enough side bite in the car. I mean, a couple of different ways you could have corrected that. Could have let off the throttle a little bit if depending on what the alignment looks like to snap the car back around. Got to be really careful. I mean, when we get into these big tires, this big horsepower, snapping back's not always the best thing.
I mean, is this the battle of the locks right here? Really chop it up properly in pro spec, but he made the jump finally this year to pro. Here we go, Shanahan in that E36. You got BMW versus BMW. Look at the swing from Shanahan out of the gate. Brutsky right there. And look at that, Shanahan uses all the course. Man, absolutely slingshots in outside zone 2, in outside zone 3. Shanahan on, blazing a trail right now. Brutsky not backing down. Team never settle, living up to his motto. And there it is. Wow,
man.
What a run. The crowd erupts here in Long Beach. Shanahan has promised to come over here, and he shows up in a grand fashion. The young 20-year-old Irishman is here, baby.
Wow. Wow.
Arguably one of the best drifters in the world. Are you crying?
Dude, I'm emotional. I am emotional.
And this is just good. It's good to have him over here. Like I asked you, what would make this the best series? And just maybe Daigo Saito, get some retro guys. But, Shanahan, love to have him over here, man.
Yeah, let's take the champion from Drift Masters, bring him over, throw him in a car he doesn't know on the wrong side and see what happens. big swinging initiation. This guy loves his footwork, and you can see it all the way through this, pushing real hard outside zone 1. Very smooth transition into 2, but kind of late, but it fits perfectly. Outside zone 3, crushes it. And then right here is the only real sign of anything awkward, maybe in the chase from Dmitry Brutsky. But that's it, just a bit of missed timing. So that's it, but Dmitry was there the whole time. I mean, phenomenal lead run. Dmitry already establishing himself as an incredible chase driver.
That was sick. Yeah, I mean, that was really, really good. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting, because here's Brutsky, who has so much time behind the wheel of that BMW, and Shanahan, who's new to this chassis, new to, like you said, the other side, you know, driving where his, you know, on left-hand side or right-hand side. Here we go, Brutsky out front. Team never settle. And that coming into view, the naked eye of the judges, big angle from him. Shanahan is right there. Oh, wow, right in the outside zone 2. Into outside zone 3. Here goes Brutsky and Shanahan. I mean, this is absolutely carbon copies of each other's run. Oh, we got a banging. Woo! Banging wheels, banging doors. What a run there by both these guys. That was, so no one more time.
I know, I'm kind of mad. I want it to happen again.
No OMTs here in our seating brackets.
Wow. All right, taking a look. Dmitry and Connor have very similar initiations, but Connor gets into the pocket. Dmitry really wide outside zone 1. Good transition into outside zone 2. Connor basically following, putting his front wheel into the door of Brutsky, pairing up, almost parallel through 3. Dmitry had a bit of a mess up. I know
Arnold Schwarzenegger just showed up.
I'm trying to figure out like where to pick this apart, and I can't.
It's really hard.
They have very, very small mistakes, but they're very equal. I see some beads of sweat rolling off the judges here, because this is tough. I mean,
that was good.
This is like
great.
a top 4 battle.
Oh, so good.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we're a lot of eyeballs on Shanahan, just the hype and the anticipation. What was he going to do? How is he going to do it? And, you know, but we're not giving credit where credit's due. Dmitry, what a ripper.
Oh.
Absolute ripping right there, both front and back.
It's so weird to think of Dmitry Brutsky as an underdog in this battle, right? You're
No,
talking
not at
about
all.
like a dominant force, but let's switch over to the side-by-side.
This ain't going to help us.
No, it's going to make it harder.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, initiations are almost identical. A little bit shallower for Brutsky there. Transitions look great. Brutsky's in a good spot. Maybe could have closed it a little bit more. This is the only awkward spot from the Brutsky, but then it gets a little bit awkward for Shanahan through the last inside clip. And then we get that little bit of a wall tap there. That's it. That's all I got.
Unbelievable. This is a tough one. The guys are analyzing down here. Vernon, Reese, and Ryan Egger breaking it down, critiquing, dialing it in. Here we go, slide him left for Shanahan. Connor Shanahan gets the win. Dmitry, Mike Power, that Type S Auto S15. Let's see what Mike's done. Like you said, making this switch. Adam LZ, internet blowing up right now. Love the livery, love the graphics. As Mike Power,
Oh, no!
Make sure he's okay. Just laying out. That was a hard hit.
Yeah, driver's side hit too.
Let's make sure he's okay. I'm just laying out, giving him the respect. Make sure he's all right. Adam LZ continued on through the course. Let's make sure we got thumbs up or something. Just laying out here. Chris? Just making sure. Again, Mike Power, that was definitely a hard hit. Okay, we are hearing that he is okay. Round of applause for Mike Power. That was a hard hit. So he is definitely shook, but he is okay. And we know just how unforgiving the streets of Long Beach is, man. It is absolutely brutal.
Yeah, those walls don't move.
No. So, unfortunate turn of events there for Mike Power. I mean, yeah, I just want to make sure, again, he's okay. So, Adam LZ, obviously, with a major advantage here in that chase position, going past him, continued through the course. So, Adam most likely we'll be getting the victory here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we've got a lot of new liveries this year. This one is one of my tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I very, very much loved it, and hopefully we can get this back together. Let's see. Good angle on power. Lots of smoke. Does it cut out? No. Front just scrubs out. So I don't think that's, you know, I mean, it's hard to say if there was any sort of mechanical, but he knew going into it what was about to happen.
Yeah, that front left corner absolutely smashed.
Yeah, but he's out of the car now.
That was a hard hit. Round of applause for Mike Power, please, if you will. Give him some support. Yeah, I could just, you could see the frustration. I'm sorry, Mike. That's a hard hit. All right, so we have 1.5 battles left, pending on what scenario unfolds here between Power and LZ. And this is how the bracket is shaping up. You can see Power versus LZ. And one final battle. Ben Hobson, welcome to the show. RTR Mustang, he had a hard hit. He's going against Federico, who has made some noise across the globe here, but he's back here in Formula Jet Pro, so it's great to have him back in the building. But again, 1.5 battles left, but Jones, Burkett, Hansen, Manoa, Higa, and Shanahan. Look at that, some new names, some familiar names, and when we come back, we'll find out who of these final 2 battles is advancing on. Most likely, all signs are saying LZ will be in the show. But then our final battle of Hobson and Sharipo. Don't go anywhere. Round 1. This is the AutoZone Streets of Long Beach presented by Type S.
Is there an argument about whether pumice or walnut shell is the best abrasive in your hand cleaner? Not anymore. Fast Orange Premium brings the 2 abrasives together in one great heavy-duty hand cleaner that includes advanced skin protection. It's our best hand cleaner ever, and that's why we simply named it Premium. Fast Orange. We know a few things about cleaning hands.
Welcome to the streets of Long Beach. Look at that. It is a beautiful day here in Southern California.
K&N is back for another year as the official air filter of Formula Drift.
Is this it?
This is it!
Ryan Turk, professional drifter. In drifting, everything's a mental game.
Perfect.
If you're not focused, you're off your game.
Ryan Turk is back at he wants it.
Alrighty guys, so we just rolled up to the explosive ordnance disposal. We're gonna go put some bomb suits on and play with some little robots and check and see what that's about.
Yeah, so this is our large platform, the F6, kind of all reliable. Basically, can do everything that we need it to do. It's got whole bunch of different cameras, detection equipment. It can lift about 45 pounds close range and 15 when it reaches out. We can get this thing to go upstairs.
M-Tigger, this is our deployed robot that we use for more like recons and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not as big as these guys, so it is backpackable, so you do lose some of the abilities that the other robots have. But for doing like recons or bringing down like a counter charge to actually blow up an ID or something like that, it gives us the main ability of a robot, which is to stay remote.
The EOD-10, weighs around or just under 80 pounds. It's meant to, if you are deployed, if the robots can't do the job or can't do anything or if it's something that we need to get our hands on and be really intricate, we'll go down, dress out in this bomb suit to protect us from any unintentional explosions. So some of the protective measures we have is a big metal plate from the whole midsection down to here. Then we also have metal shin pads as well. The whole rest of the suit is Kevlar reinforced. So it's protective, but you also gotta be careful of the benefits. It gives you protection, but you get super hot in it and you could overheat, and then what we call bomb suit stupid. You really gotta make sure that your team leader is staying cool. You feel like it too, so you don't have a lot of flexibility. All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Just walk that way.
Can you run a mile now?
You want to try to lay down and get up? See how that
Yeah. Do it. Yes.
Just fall back for me.
So yeah, right now you're just gonna be moving arms.
If that was a bomb, we'd already be dead, Amanda.
And then your trigger back there can actually grip it. And then again, you can move those analog sticks forward, and that's gonna move like that forearm.
Yeah, kind of twist that ball. Yeah, like, okay, keep fanning off to a
So on behalf of the 87th Explosive Ordnance Disposal Flight, we'd like to give you guys some challenge coins. And that's how we kind of issue them out as a handshake. If you look at them, every shop is different. Especially, I know it's a military tradition, but in EOD, every shop has their own coin. It's designed and then created. We get a certain number, and then once we run out, we kind of reset the coin. So, thank you.
Cool.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming out and learning.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Just like that. Nice.
Moment when everything finally...
1 minute!
Whichever path you choose, it starts here.
Max Gear is a high-performance synthetic gear oil designed to provide maximum protection to heavily loaded gear. Its slippery synthetic molecules and center look additive package not only reduce wear, they virtually eliminate both gear and bearing wear. We run 1,000 horsepower through our transmission and differential all season long and never have a problem. Eliminate a variable. Drift with Royal Purple Max Gear. Pour purple, Royal Purple. You can find Max Gear at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
モータースポーツで得た高度な技術、すべてのレイズホイール一本に込める魂は永遠に変わらない。ビヨンド・ザ・レボリューション。ザ・コンセプト・イズ・レーシング。
NGK and NTK is more than just...
All right, well, the stage is set, and we have 1.5 battles left. I'm assuming that Mike Power will unfortunately have to retire, as maybe lost that power. The power of the baby, the power of the hoodoo, power of the voodoo.
Hoodoo, you do.
Power of the babe. Welcome, Ben Hobson in the building, Prospect champion. He's now behind the wheel of RTR Ford Mustang. Federico Sharifo back here in the Ferrari Fiorella. Great looking car, a lot of yellow out here. A little pink out back for Mr. Hobson.
I saw a sign earlier that said pink lemonade.
Yep.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Ben Hobson will lead. Federico Sharifo will give chase. Great to have Fetty back here in the States competing in Formula Drift. Let's see how Ben Hobson manages it. Yeah, they had to thrash to get this thing back together. Talking about the Mustang. RTR has been some busy camp over there. Initiating into that first outside zone. Here goes Ben Hobson. Big! Woo! Uses all the course. All Pennzoil on track right now. In that second outside zone, Federico digging deep. Oh! Hobson shuts it down. Fetty goes into him. Oh man, he was on one.
Both of them.
Yeah, I mean, Hobson started out really strong. Looks like Fetty came up a bit short on that first outside zone, but then when they transitioned, Fetty got really close, and unfortunately, Ben shuts it down after outside zone 3, going to that touch and go, and you can see Fetty knocking that bumper off.
It's probably a very expensive bumper too.
Yeah. Oh, what a bummer.
Yeah, I didn't see what caused Ben's shutdown, but...
Watch Fetty's middle of the course.
Yes, Fetty's definitely being shallow through here. Outside zone 2 looked good from Ben. This drone angle as we go through 3, gets back on power, and it just like it unwinds.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if he had a shutdown or what happened there.
Because it didn't look like, again, just analyzing this further, it didn't look like Fetty was so close and he impeded on the transition. It looked like he just lost power.
No, Fetty does a really good job of tucking up here through 2, and he kind of taps the wall, shoots back off.
You know what? He might have actually been transitioning. Look at that again. He might have been transitioning and hung it out, and Fetty didn't allow him to pass through. So let's look at it again. What are your thoughts?
I just want to see if Ben's still got tire smoke coming out, if he's still on throttle. So he's on throttle here, and then let's see if the tire smoke. No, he
might have been transitioning.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a good.
Is that a decel area? You know, because is he allowed? You know, so was Fetty being too aggressive, like you said?
Yeah.
Because he was making up for that mistake, right? So this could be interesting. It's Federico outside of his vehicle.
There is a decel in that general area. Now, where exactly on the track it starts, I don't know if they were in that spot. They might have been. But yeah,
you're going to have a natural decel area there.
Yeah, you have to scrub. So take a look at the decel.
See? Look at decel area right there. So to outside zone 3 into, because you're going to naturally slow down. 1, the hairpin. 2, going out to the touch and go. So
so was Ben did Ben have something go wrong, or was he transitioning and Fede coming out of outside zone 3 impeding him? So everything looks good here. And then we see Ben start into the transition right about here.
See? Like, that first glance, it looked like he lost power, but he very well might have been transitioning, and Fede was right there, and he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, because Fede came in real hot through this section. Then he touches the wall and shoots off. And then, yeah, I see what you mean. It could be either or. But here's the thing: RTR is not going to say, "Oh yeah, our engine shut down," right? No one's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, we had something happen." But Fede gets into him pretty heavy and pretty early. So even right here, there might have been a bit of contact before they get to the wall. And then we get to this point here. And the smoke starts trailing. Oh,
and look at where Fede's at.
Yeah, and Ben's wheels are turned to the right, so he is initiating the transition to the other side.
Okay, yeah, I like it at rate, at speed.
Yeah.
Transition, go. And
Yeah.
Fede's maxed out. I mean, look at, he's like,
yeah,
he's got understeer.
He's locked that out.
Okay,
completely.
well, that could have.
That is interesting.
Beauty of the replay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the judges over here scrutinizing, analyzing. Looks like Fede was the Italian talking with the hands. Yeah, yeah. The judges not too stressed over here. They're right there on the front row. You can see. Again, Vernon, new to Formula Drift. He's been drifting a ton of different sanction bodies across the globe. Brian Eggert. How many years is this for Brian? Is it like how many years, Eggert, judging? 12, 30. He lost count.
Yeah.
And then Reese Marin has been heavily involved with the East Coast drift scene and coaching, and also up in Pacific Northwest with Chelsea and Denofa. So
yeah.
His going Colombia and drifting and stuff like that. So and then obviously Robin Ishida.
Yeah.
So it's definitely stacked.
Yeah, we just skim over Robbie Nishida.
No, he's just not judging this round.
No, he's off work.
Good old
today.
bag of nails Nishida.
Yeah.
He's part of the furniture. All right, so they needed to dictate fault, who was at fault in that incident, and they are saying that Ben Hobson is at fault.
Okay.
So Ben would need to call a competition timeout. Federico does get allotted 10 minutes, so
Right.
Ben Hobson is at fault.
Interesting. So I'm guessing here that's just Ben should have still been on throttle. That wasn't quite the decel. Once he transitions the other way, then he should be decelling. So I'm assuming that is the case.
Yeah, just elaborating there. Let's throw on a headset here, Reese. Reese, if we got Reese is elaborating here to Jacob, why don't we just open it up to the dialogue?
Let's get Reese on here.
Reese Marin, go ahead and put again. Welcome to Formula Drift. Happy to have you to be one of our judges. But Reese, elaborate on what just transpired.
Nope.
All right, there.
Should be good.
How we doing, Reese? No, nothing yet.
Which one did the press?
There we go.
Oh,
You're good now. What do we got, Reese?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What just happened?
So what we saw there, we ended up deeming fault to Ben Hobson. You can see here on the replay, Ben is coming through. He is on throttle. We have Federico coming up behind. You can see here on the tire. We can see tire marks starting to fade. It seems like maybe there's some power loss, straighten up, and then Federico doing what he needs to do, which is to be on throttle, since that is not a decel zone, and we have a collision. So we up here decided to go with Ben Hobson being at fault for that.
All right, so
okay.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, and that's what kind of initially we glanced and looked at, but it almost like he impeded. But you are obviously you're the judges, and that is way before what's
he should be
dictated as the
decelling
decel
there,
zone. Right.
you know. But yeah, no, I mean it could have gone a bunch of different ways.
BMW 36. Adam LZ, the LZ. What's that?
Hey, you throwing the Z in there.
The Z.
Very Canadian.
It's very Kiwi, Brit, you know.
Yeah, all the
I
colonies.
spell tires with an I. The Hobson and Sharifo is locked in for tomorrow's main event. We want to find out who is, again, this is all about seeding, where they land, who they're going to go against the rest of the field. Here we go, Dan Burkett out front, Rat Industries Supra being chased down by Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones right there. Look at that, Dan Burkett, really great angle there. Jeff Jones dives in on the inside. Oh, he's tapping him. But the wrong line by Jeff Jones. You saw him take a shallower line under the bridge. Now around that last inside clip, and he takes it out. Oh, that's, you know, you could give him a little bit of flexibility with that line going outside zone 2, maybe too aggressive, but right there, that was a real just aggressive running over that inside clip.
Yeah, he definitely got aggressive. I mean, here's the thing. Knowing that you're in the battle tomorrow, why not try some different things?
Good point.
Yeah, Dan, a little bit late to outside zone 1. Outside zone 2 looked great. But you see just how aggressive Jeff is here, almost pushing Dan into outside zone 3. I don't know if Dan would have reached it, given the line and the speed that he had at that point in time. So that might have been why Jeff kind of, you know, booped him, if you will, as they get into that section. I don't know if Dan was quite in the right spot. So yeah, late to 1. Good job in 2. See how shallow he is here. Jeff basically is like, oh, okay, you're so close here. Let me just get you to 3, and then we'll finish this run. But yeah, Jeff was aggressive, but Dan was not perfect out front.
Yep. Okay, well, let's alternate the order. Jeff Jones will now be out front. Dan Burkett giving chase.
Jeff always trying to help out. Just such a nice guy. He's just helping Dan. Like, oh, you're so close to the line. Let me get you there.
No, he's being a jerk.
He's bullying him.
No, he's being big drift energy, dude. He's trying to give him his big drift energy.
Welcome back. Like, welcome back.
Here we go. Jeff Jones out front. Burkett with the thumbs up. Type S lights will extinguish, and there we go. We're live. No cones hit in the making of this. Oh, wow, right across the nose of Dan Burkett. Did they actually hit, or they got close? Here we go. Jeff Jones now under the bridge transition outside zone 2. Saw some shimming there from Jones. Saw the wheel kind of correct. Now around that last inside clip, Dan Burkett. I think Dan knew that he might have had an advantage. By no means is that inactive chase, but I think he was just playing really safely there. And speaking of safely, almost goes into the tire wall.
Oh, runs over, Dan.
Yeah, relax, dude.
He's just so excited for a decision. He had to get there quicker.
All right, let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, so Jeff out front, big swing on that initiation. They've only got 2 moves. Can't do anything too wild there. And then pushing out, outside zone 1, very late, similar to what Dan's run was. Lot of angle through 2 and pushing really into 3, but doesn't quite get all the way out to 3. And then as they transition to that touch and go, look good. But yeah, I mean, it really depends on how you break down these runs as to where the mistake is going to be, and that's what's going to be the judge's decision. Was Dan on an incorrect line, and Jeff's contact is what actually corrected that back out, but Jeff is pretty shallow here as well. Getting into the tire side of things, I mean, it's been interesting really analyzing what's been going on with the Kumos and seeing how they work with side bites. A really interesting tread pattern too. A couple of cool things I think we're going to see out of those Kumo tires, and you know, Jeff's still got to learn it. You know, new treads, new shoes. Got to figure out all the quirks and all the benefits.
Make you jump higher, run faster.
Yeah.
Fast as heck, boy.
So whenever you get first thing you do, you get a new pair of shoes. You got to show your mom how fast you are on them.
Woo.
Still do it.
Black cons.
Always.
Black con guy.
I went a little crazy, and these are not full high tops.
Yeah.
I'm with age. You know, they've got some more
age
padding.
comes a cage.
Yeah.
Mid tops.
Yeah, mid tops.
I got full dad sneakers. My Asics.
Oh, okay.
You know those things.
Damn, those are nice.
Thanks.
White and green. Like it.
Yeah. It's Masters week, you know.
Ah, fair.
Big golf guy. Big golf guy.
Heard that about you.
Yep. I ran into the planner last night in my Super 73.
Always in the rough, man.
I crashed
Always
last
in the
night,
rough.
dude. I crashed. Oh, the judges are analyzing it right now. They're really getting down to brass tacks, boys.
This is good. I mean, same. You know, we've got new judges. They've got to work through these. We're going to get into these difficult things. It's very easy to sign up to be a judge and be like, oh, I'm just going to go and do it. And then you get into situations like this. Was Dan offline? Was Jeff too aggressive? You know, that resulting contact. Thankfully, we didn't have to go back for repairs. So we're not having to analyze that. But it does come down to who's going to win. And without the one more time and seeding, you got to make the call. So just gray that button. Now they get shocked if they even like reach for the one more time. A little shock goes off. Nope.
Under pressure. Ding, 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 ding.
Did you ever judge?
No.
No?
No.
Straight no.
I just judge every day. Judging
Judge everybody.
you. Here we go. Slide of left for Dan Burkett or Jeff Jones. Dan Burkett gets the win. Reminder, Jeff Jones is locked for tomorrow's main event. We are whittling down for position.
So with Jones out right now, Jones was seated 16th, so I believe he would have been the lower seed. So this, I'd have to go back into my charts. Yeah, but there's nobody that's seated lower than him right now. So we can start to like pair these up and start to look at the bracket for tomorrow. Oh, man.
All right, real quick, Hiroya Manoa and Rudy Hansen.
So that should be Odie Box.
Rudy could be Manoa's dad.
Could be. Yeah, he could be.
All right, so we got Manoa. Both these guys, Formula Drift rookies, and by no means are they new names, but new to Formula Drift Pro. And you know, Robbie talking about how decorated Manoa is at such a young age. Here we go, Manoa out front in Juku Racing, 86. Rudy Hansen across the nose of that S chassis. Here we go into that first outside zone. What do we got from Manoa? Hansen back there quite a bit. Manoa, boom, right on it. Rudy dives on the inside, looks like he's struggling to keep pace. And there goes Manoa, Rudy Hansen. He goes left. He zigged when he should have zagged. So unfortunately there for Rudy Hansen, that's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, Rudy, it looks like he is still struggling from some of the injuries that car sustained earlier in the day. Just the way the car's darting around, it's not predictable. You know, he's definitely fighting some big alignment issues. Based on how hard he hit, that car is I mean, it's crooked for sure. So, hey, listen, if you've got a local frame shop, you should be down in the pits right now handing out business cards, because there's a few drivers that are going to need those services. But I do want to talk about the positive, and that is Manoa's phenomenal lead run here. It is so hard to accept the fact that he is 14 years old. He has never driven this car in competition. He's never driven this engine in competition. Right. Like, what is going on?
Arrive and drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Loving it. The crowd loves it. I mean, could you imagine being 14 years old, being in a completely different continent and driving with the best in the world?
Yeah. No, it's a testament to just his conditioning and what he's done, what he's seen, you know, over in Japan, and then making the jump over here. It's really great to see Juku Racing step up, support him, and he's got like Robbie's saying, you know, mom, dad, all of them. Here we go. Rudy Hansen out front. Manoa giving chase. Rudy has definitely a big uphill battle here. Shuts it down.
He calls it. Yeah.
Oh, restart.
Oh, okay. Good cone hit. I was watching Rudy's front wheels, and they are very wobbly.
They're wonky.
So yeah, you can see him kind of doing a bit of a shimmy here and there, but I think that car is crab walking in the wrong kind of way.
Yeah.
Good for him for still trying to put a run down, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you know, ideally now since he's in the show, get it dialed for tomorrow's main event.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Here we go now. Leaving the start line. Rudy Hansen out front. We got a clean start. Manoa right there on the side of him. There goes Rudy. Now it looks like he's locked and loaded. Past that first and second outside zone. Manoa, great proximity. I mean, that is some sketchy territory for Manoa to really entrust Rudy Hansen with him straightening out. And then look at, just puts a little cherry on top there. That was well done by Manoa.
Yeah, you know, I would say a more experienced person would be like, oh, I'm going to give him some room. And I was like, let's just go. Let's have some fun. So, yeah, Rudy.
Hold my juice box.
Exactly. Rudy gets a good initiation there, gets out nice and wide. Hero kind of going, oh, I guess this car is working. I should get in there. Look at the angle that Rudy ends up pouring on with that car, too. Scrubs a bunch of speed, but Hero able to check the car up, keep it in a good spot. Rudy punts that inner clip, but, yeah, they get across the line. I mean, just, you know, I know Rudy is nursing some vehicular injuries, but Manoa, that was an active chase.
Yeah.
Did not have to go as hard as he did.
Yeah, that's all Manoa right there. Hiroya Manoa gets the win, advancing on into the Final Four. Again, celebrating 60 years of the iconic brand just next week. Here we go, Shanahan out front. Diego Higa in the chase position. The E36 of Shanahan right there. Just aggressive flick, man. Look at that, gets out there, taps the bumper, snappy transition, banging bumpers on the wall. Diego Higa, I mean, all eyes are on Shanahan. It's just his tenacity. Look at that, Diego drives in on the inside. He's applying pressure. Higa and Shanahan, wow. Man. That was sick. I mean, watch it. He goes bumper to bumper. I'm not talking traffic. I'm talking he is slapping the base big time.
Yeah, it is absolutely incredible what we're witnessing right now. And shouts out to Higa as well. Great job in the chase, able to shore the car up when he needs to, realizing just how fast Shanahan is. He's got a lot of angle, he's got a lot of style, but he's still got the speed with it. It's a great package that's coming out of Ireland. And, you know, Higa, though, I mean, really, he keeps in there. He knows how to anticipate that initiation. Right here, you can see the dive, adds a little bit more speed to get back into the pocket. Just a very small correction. A little bit of a gap here. Higa, same thing, dives back in, knows how to use the momentum of the car to get back to where he needs to be. Well, out front, I mean, we got Shanahan putting down a 95, 98 point qualifying run.
Yeah, amazing.
So, wow.
Yeah, really well done. But, you know, sometimes just when there's levels like that, Diego seemed like he stepped up tremendously too.
Yeah.
So it seems like the car's really working well for him. So now he's got the clean, fresh air out front. Diego Higa from Brazil out front. And here comes Shanahan. Look at that initiation right there. Absolutely right on his door. Diego uses all the course, doesn't back it in, but look at Shanahan. He is absolutely right there with them, mimicking that angle to a T. Shanahan around that final clip, you saw that proximity.
Wow.
Just how quickly he's familiar, like he's one with the car, Shanahan is. But hey, Diego put the car in the right spots, but again, with no OMTs, a lot of pressure on these judges once again.
Yeah, that is going to be a tough call for sure. It's so interesting, you know, sometimes you'll find drivers are better in the chase or better in the lead, but both these guys are doing a great job. So Higa maybe a little bit further out on 1 and 2. But Shanahan, you can see him diving in there. And he's going front wheel to front wheel in a lot of these cases, which is very, very risky when you're chasing because you bump that front wheel of the lead car and you spin them out. That is your fault. So maybe not quite as deep in that last inside clip for Shanahan. But it's going to come down to these small things. You know, we mentioned before how the last battle with Shanahan was like a top 4. We're seeing a very similar case here. And we're seeing more of these crazy, crazy intense battles as we progress on. It's only going to get harder for these judges.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on them, but the drivers, man, this is if this is the shape of the season to come, we are in for one hell of a show. Here we go, Shanahan or Diego Higa, slide him left for Connor Shanahan, gets the win and is going to the final 4 here in our seeding brackets. What a just whiz-bang job that young buck did.
And this is going to force a lot of guys to rethink what they're doing. There's a very particular driving style that we see out of Shanahan.
Yep.
He's not somebody who uses a lot of e-brake, he uses a lot of footwork. That comes from, you know, just the use of tires over in Europe and how you have to drive that car. And I know they have changed a lot on this car. Jack Shanahan just flew in.
Yep.
He wasn't supposed to be here, came into spot, and I think having his brother on the mic, being a spotter, has changed a lot of this for him. Yeah.
His head and his vibe, yep.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, shouts out to obviously Rome and that whole team for getting all this sorted and helping out as well.
Yep.
This is, you know, we need to give flowers to Rome for making this happen. All right.
All right, so yeah, we are unfortunately hearing that Ben Hobson not able to make it to the line, so Federico Sharifo, man, that RTR team just getting dealt some difficult hands here. So Fetty will advance on in that Pennzoil Ferrari, and that's a big unfortunate turn of events for Ben Hobson making his Formula Drift Pro debut here, but he will not be in head-to-head competition here in Long Beach. It's a real bummer for him. Let's listen to Fiorella, the F drifting team, the Pennzoil Ferrari.
need more Ferrari engines in drifting.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Needs to happen.
All right, so with Fetty advancing on, he will go against Adam LZ. So Federico Sharifo will be in top 32 action. But as far as the seeding brackets go, we got that of Federico and LZ will go against each other to find out who will go against Shanahan. Three of the drivers are in the final four here in our seeding brackets. One more will join them, LZ or Federico Sharifo. This is how our seeding bracket is shaping up. Remember, the top 8 right there are already advanced on, and we will finish out our seeding bracket to find out who will be the winner of the seeding brackets. Don't go anywhere. Take a short break. Thanks for joining us here. My name is Jared Deanda, and this is round 1 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, the Streets of Long Beach, presented by Type S. Don't go anywhere. We'll go against Shanahan in the final 4. Again, this is all seeding brackets, bragging rights, and position here today.
My buddy Alika called them the prelims. I was like, I don't mind that.
I don't love it.
No, don't love it?
No. We'll get
Seeding
something.
bracket?
We'll get something.
It's got to come organically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to plant the seed.
Yeah.
See what we did there.
I like it.
All right, well, here we go. Adam LZ. Adam LZ with his by run, the Drift HQ BMW. That outside zone, transitions. And there goes Adam LZ with his by run. Our final 4 is set here in the seeding bracket. So Adam LZ against Shanahan. And then we have, that'll be talking about Dan Burkett and then Manoa. So, I mean, just look at, that's cool.
Yeah, I know.
I love, that's just crazy. Just a cool final 4. Seeing a lot of the drivers who unfortunately are knocked out or they're already locked in. So just kind of buffering, taking a look at what's going down. I saw Frederick Oz was up here. Simon Olsen was hanging out. Andy Yen, former judge, up here. Ryan Lontaine, another former judge. He's up here in the booth, checking it all out.
Judging the judges.
Judging the judges. All right, over there. It's been a lot of fun here with our seating. So there we are, our final 4. Dan Burkett, Arroyo Manoa, Connor Shanahan, and Adam LZ.
Yeah, this is wild. This is great.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Just that I really love just Shanahan stepping up, looking good, kind of lived up to the hype.
Yeah, it's got to be so tough coming from another country, winning a title somewhere else, and coming over here and being like, okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's adding a lot of fuel to the fire. That's for sure.
All right, here we go. Manoa and Dan Burkett. Dan Burkett will lead. Manoa giving chase. Let's see who comes out. What do we got? Dan Burkett. Car setup seems really spot on for Dan Burkett. Comes into that first outside zone, right into the naked eye of a judge of Manoa, taking the shallower line. And Burkett gets all the way out to outside zone 3, no problem. Manoa, look at that, just jumps right back to the side of the car. Manoa runs over that last inside clip. Manoa did have a mistake there under the bridge. Watch the proximity and him falling back a little bit of a tighter line.
Yeah, Dan's throwing a ton of angle at this car. So initiation, nothing crazy there. Dan scrubs a bit to get to outside zone 1. Snappy transition to 2. And then Manoa, has the answer to it by getting the car back into the pocket as we get to 3. And then here you can see Manoa basically holding the car back, anticipating it. Little bit of a front wheel to front wheel touch there as they come through that inside clip, but love these drone shots. So Dan initiating really early, and then here you can see him having to push out to make sure he hits that first inside zone. So, it's not a run that's flawless, but it's making the corrections in a way that makes sense. But look at the angle Dan's getting there. I mean, he's a styly boy. I think we forgot how much style Dan can throw out there.
Yeah, I mean just from the aesthetics of the car, always just wants to make sure it looks the part. But not last season because he took a year off, a hiatus. At the end of the 22 season, you really saw the car come together and loosen up. The car, I remember at Long Beach, it just seemed like it just wasn't letting go. It wasn't loose. Now the car seems really loose. So maybe that time off, getting his mind right, going to Florida, getting it dialed, I think that's really working out for him. It's paid off. You got to know when to fold him. And he, like you said, it's not goodbye, see you later. Here he is. All right, so Manoa now out front, the 14-year-old Japanese pilot here in this first outside zone. Wasn't as aggressive as seen in the past, but look at that, allows Dan Burkett to be right there. Dan Burkett, great chase job. It's going to be tough here, Jacob.
Oh,
coming that last inside clip. Dan just wraps it right around.
Oh.
This is tough, man. We're splitting hairs. Good job by, Manoa wasn't as aggressive as we saw. It wasn't like a snap we saw previously, but it really allowed Dan Burkett to get that proximity.
Yeah, Manoa's got a very, very smooth style. Here on initiation, almost looked like they made some quick contact, but Manoa's first outside zone was a little bit better than Dan's just because he didn't have that correction. Dan did a really good job in the chase. Manoa crushing outside zone 2, really deep in 3, and then Dan almost pushing a bit ahead, getting a gap just a touch, but able to push the car back out. Didn't quite hit that touch and go near the end, but yeah, I mean, it was a solid run from both. I mean, I would love to see a side-by-side on this to really start to dissect the small parts, but a couple of mistakes in both. It wasn't like it was a 99 versus a 99. I mean, they were both great runs.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, Jacob.
I love that we're just like having to split hairs and we're in the seating bracket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's what we wanted out of this.
That's what we
we're getting.
anticipated.
Yeah.
That's just the caliber of driving is just. Yeah. This cone is taking a licking.
Yeah.
And thank you to Cal Club. They were inverted. All right, so who is moving on here?
Looks like the judges are going through the replay machine. They're taking a look at a couple of different angles to understand. Vernon taking a really deep look at this as well to try and see where those mistakes are, but getting an indication he saw what he wanted to see. So judges do have the ability to see angles and replays that we're not showing on the live stream as well. So they're able to really dive in and scrub through frame by frame to understand what's going on. But here's the side-by-side I was asking for.
BC Racing go for gold side-by-side.
All right.
Replay brought to you by U.S. Air Force.
So there's that lead mistake from Dan. And then in the chase here, you can see there was a bit of a scrub there from Dan as well, but Manoa fell back a little bit. Manoa shoots out of that gap really quick. Yeah, it's not perfect by either, but
So you said it's not a 90-point run.
No, but it's a good set of runs.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. So I think we've got a decision here. Judges are still having a conversation, but I think they've come to a conclusion at this point.
Let's see what the conclusion is. All right. Other side of the bracket, Shanahan and LZ to go against the winner of this battle in the finals.
I think we are still, maybe we've got one judge that's still waiting to take a look at this. I mean, it's tough. It's really, really tough, especially with no one more time. I mean, it'd be easier to just hit that button and go, okay, well, let's just see it again. But
see it again.
Yeah. Now get through the show and make the call, make the decision. Rookie, not rookie judge. I think that's the wrong word. Rookie to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, splitting hairs here, like you said, and so we're gonna watch it again. Still analyzing.
So Manoa very close there on that first outside zone. Really close there on the second, and you can see the wavering though from Manoa following in behind Dan. Whereas Dan's chase was a little bit more exact, although Manoa did have to waver a bit, in my opinion, because of some of the corrections that Dan made in the first one. So hard to say. As we said, it is not necessarily lead versus lead, chase versus chase. That is comparable, but if one driver had a phenomenal lead or a phenomenal chase, that can outweigh some mistakes in the other one. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one I would pick.
All right, let's see. Still analyzing.
Big Sun X Tools logo there on top of Dan. I wonder I can't quite tell what's on the hood from here.
Yeah, it does look like it's his race number, 34.
Okay.
Yep. All right, do we have a verdict? Slide him left for Briquette or right for Manoa? Looks like Manoa gets 1 vote, 2 votes. Manoa gets the win unanimously. So Manoa's in the finals on his FD debut, 14 years old. Manoa advances on.
Great work from Dan. I mean,
Yep.
taking the year off, coming back, it's never easy. Shaking off the rust, but yeah, he's in the show tomorrow, and we'll start to be able to fill out the rest of those brackets.
Yep. Yeah. All right, here we go. Shanahan and LZ. The internet's ablaze right now. Ireland is what time is it? I just got a DM from somebody in Cork. They're cheering him on. I know Pettin is watching. Everybody's cheering him on, man. Yeah, the O'Reilly family warming up those tires, and we are ready to see who goes to the finals. Like I said, this is all seeding. This is all about positioning for tomorrow's top 32.
And I mean the best practice you can get, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this, all E36.
All blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool, and we talked about in the podcast just how competitive the BMWs are. You know, from modern ones to old school E36. Here we go, Shanahan. Look, he is just loose as a goose right now. Gets into that first outside zone. Boom, right there. Digs deep. Puts that back bumper once again. Adam LZ, he's applying that pressure. Look at Adam LZ. He says, "Hey, welcome to Formula Drift. I'm here too, man." And Adam LZ backs off a little bit towards the end of that final run, but he was present the whole time.
Yeah, Connor really held that zone for a long time too. That's the only thing I want to look at is was he holding it too long, and that's what caused Adam to kind of have to back out of it. But great run from both drivers. So let's see here. Adam gives Connor a ton of space, so good work to the spotter to let him know, hey, he's going to swing wide. Flexes the bumper to the first outside zone, does a good job through the second outside zone. Now Adam basically parallel. And you can see how long Connor waits to transition before that touch and go. And I think that's the only part that maybe Adam wasn't ready for. Adam was on a slightly tighter line and almost had to transition earlier than Connor did, so he didn't run into the back of them. But how beautiful of a shot is that?
Oh, yeah.
Both drivers parallel. And right here, look how long he's hanging on to that. And then you see him flick it over. You're going to see his hands throw the car back over the other way. And I think, too, just, we alluded to it earlier, that Connor doesn't use a lot of handbrake. And I think a lot of the U.S. drivers are used to seeing those wheels lock and knowing the transition is coming. So it might be, it might be a little bit more difficult with a driver that's using, a left foot brake stab to get the car to rotate as opposed to an e-brake. So.
Yep, very, very a good awakening.
Yeah, well, we saw this happen when James came in, when Daigo came in. Drivers come in and shake up the driving style, and I'm starting to see that already.
Yep, Manoa as well. Here we go, Adam LZ swings out from that start chicane. Drift HQ BMW in that first outside zone. Shanahan, he tucks in, you see him back off just a little bit, then go! Wow, look at him just get right back there. Losing some body parts here. Let's see how they handle this last inside clip. Adam LZ gets all the way to that touch and go, and Shanahan, woo!
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir. Welcome, Connor Shanahan, to Formula Drift.
E36 yard sale out there. There are body parts everywhere from those cars. We got wings, we got bumpers, we got side skirts, whatever you need, half off in the crowd. Oh.
Half off the car.
Yeah.
All right, what a great way to start the season for Shanahan.
Yeah, so Connor, knowing that Adam's going to do a very similar initiation that Connor did, noses in there, gets really deep, gives a little bit of room so he can time the transition. Adam taking off the rear end of that car, and then as we get into the transition here, we can see when Connor dives in, he takes off the front end of that car, and there it goes, off that clipping point. But wow, great job. Adam getting all the way out to that first outside zone. Maybe not quite as deep. We're talking about the difference of 6 inches, but deeper for sure on the second outside zone. Disrupts the angle of the car just a touch, but Connor able to keep the car in there really deep through outside zone 3. Then we get into this touch and go here. Slings that car around and then gets back on the power. But just expert level driving from both drivers here.
Shanahan hardly even flinched when look at this trunk. I mean, the wing, the trunk is coming at Connor. Right? Just all of it.
Oh, man.
It was great battle here.
Yeah.
You know, hats off to Adam. You know, he's not doing an entire season this year. You know, he was on RTR for a minute, and you know, enjoyed a lot of it. Still, you know, works with Vaughn on some things, but decided to just kind of lay out. He's busy doing LZ World Tour, and he's doing.
Yeah, he's heading over to Drift Master.
Yeah, Drift Master.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're trading off drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give you an Adam LZ for Connor Shanahan.
I mean, it's not a bad trade. I think both sides win on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Do we have verdicts?
Track staff loading bumpers back in.
Yeah. Half the cars in the passenger seat.
Sir, you've forgotten something.
All right. So who is going against Manoa in the finals, Shanahan or LZ?
So much hype here.
Yeah. Who do you think got it?
Oh man, I don't. It's really, really hard to say. I mean, yeah. I mean, we don't have to.
Here we go. Let's find out. Here we go. Slide him left for Shanahan or right for Adam. LZ gets the win.
Wow.
Adam LZ gets the win. So Adam LZ gets the win. Would love to talk to the judges. Hey, judges, either Brian, Reese, or Vernon, throw on your headset. All right, so as our finals are set, Adam LZ will go against Manoa in our seeding bracket final. Throw it to one of our judges, Brian Eggert. Adam LZ getting the win. That was a close call.
Yeah, both drivers had a few little minor mistakes there, but we felt that the one Connor had in his lead when he comes right across from out of zone 3 heading into the touch and go. He kind of hesitates for a second on that transition, and we think that's kind of what led to Adam kind of backing off when he was in the chase. When you look at the lead runs, though, they're both pretty solid out. LZ does hit the wall here out of zone 2 a little bit, but we don't feel like it's that much of a mistake in the chase to stay with him. So just looking at the overall runs, we kind of can't pick it one more time, which this would have been a great battle to do it. So we went with LZ's run.
Thank you so much. Great clarification there from one of our judges, Brian Eggert. So finals are set, Manoa and Adam LZ. What a great way to start the season, man.
Yeah, no, this is phenomenal. I mean, I definitely ran through a lot of different variations it could have been. This is definitely up there for my choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody wins here as far as some great battles. So
we still have so much more. We've got 1/3 of the battles, not even 1/3 of the battles done. We still got, the full top 32 tomorrow, and yeah, I'm here for it. I'm ready. This is
ready.
If this is the warm up, this is the appetizer. I'm excited for the meal.
Yep. LZ, our first ever seeding bracket finals. Manoa, 14 years old, would love to start the season with this great momentum. Speaking of momentum, going to that first outside zone. Adam LZ gives him a little bit of distance here. Manoa gets all the way out there, doesn't tap his bumper, but massive from Manoa. He counters under the bridge, taps the wall once and twice, but Adam LZ is right there in the mix around that last inside clip. Ooh, Adam LZ says, all right, young buck, I can show you some things too. No pushover for Adam LZ at all, and Manoa just coming out of the gates, just swinging.
Look, when you know you've got all night to fix your car, why not throw it? Manoa, big charge there out in the lead, getting that car deep into first outside zone, second outside zone, eating that bumper into the wall. Little bit of a disruption, not much. Outside zone 3 looks good. Adam doing a great job, pulls out of the pocket for a second to get the transition, dives in, gives him a little boop as they come around that inside clip. So Manoa was not a perfect line to that last zone. Adam kind of pushed him through, similar to what we saw with Jeff Jones earlier. But you're Manoa, love this. Nothing better than a bumper drag through Rider Zone 2. Just classic
Yeah.
Long Beach.
Under the bridge, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Adam, I mean, a little bit aggressive there, but Hero was checking up quite a bit. I mean, realistically, if Hero was on the proper line, Adam would have hit him even harder, but look at that. Just kissing it. Little smooch.
Little smooch. Little boop the snoot.
Boop the snoot. Agreed.
All right, let's alternate the order. LZ and Manoa. Ryan Sage is going to be down on the ground when we announce our 3, 2, 1. So who got third? Would it be Shanahan?
Yeah, Shanahan would be taking third.
Yeah.
Higher
Shanahan.
seed.
All right, here we go. Adam LZ again, talking about Manoa, but I mean, with Adam behind the wheel of a vehicle, he's prepped, him and his team, the Drift HQ guys. He would love to get this victory. Here we go. Adam LZ, Drift HQ, BMW, Manoa. He tucks in. Adam taps the wall, just barely a smooch. Now Manoa into that third outside zone. Look at that. I mean, he is absolutely glued to him. He is a magnet, and Manoa, he get. Oh, doctor.
Let's go.
Look at that. Just hanging it out to dry like wet laundry. That was absolutely sick. Manoa's right there, but Adam stayed in it. I like that. They just powered through, so keep it moving, and they did that.
Wow. What a run.
I mean, if this is the shape of things to come, Jacob, as far as the season, holy banana cakes, dude. It's going to go down. I'm yelling timber, or I'm actually yelling send it. But we know third place goes to Connor Shanahan. And now we're about to find out who wins. Again, this is just seeding bracket.
Yeah.
This is seeding bracket qualifying.
Adam LZ out front, phenomenal lead run there, getting deep into outside zone 1, deep into outside zone 2. Kira Manoa on him, glued in like a shadow. Starts pushing Adam through the zone and through the transition. Adam really tight through that inside zone, coming across the line. I mean, you could see how much Adam was dialing in this car. That car was bouncing off the line. But wow, what a great way to wrap up our first ever seeding bracket.
So sick. Really, again, look at this. You got Japan, you got Connecticut, originally from Florida, and Irishman Connor Shanahan. So there they are. Round of applause for our three finishers here in our seeding bracket battles. All right. Just trying to get the judges' verdicts here, so let's make some noise. Our podium finisher here in our seating brackets, our K&N air filter. No, hold on. Hey. Whoa. What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Little tease.
That was not my product. Guys, all right. Finishing third place, Connor Shanahan. And your winner here in our K&N seating brackets, your winner, it was not unanimous as you just saw, your winner, 14 years old from Japan, Shinoya Manoa gets the win. And the number one seating spot, second place, goes to Adam LZ. Manoa, LZ, and Shanahan, what a great way to start the season. I'm gonna throw it down to President of Formula Drift, Ryan Sage. Ryan, down to you.
All right, thank you, Jared. Connor, you came to make an impact. You certainly did. New experience for everybody and yourself. Tell us how this all went for you this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a crazy journey to get here. Thank you, everybody, for the hype. Honestly, it's been an unbelievable lead up. I try to do my best right now to show that we're coming here with a point to prove. I left some in the tank for tomorrow, that's for sure. It was a fun day. We got some practice in, some good chase runs. The battle with Adam, I didn't even know what was going on. There was E36 panels everywhere, so anybody who owns an E36, I think, was crying. But we're happy. The car is solid. Thanks to the team. Thank you to Rome. Without this guy, I wouldn't be in Formula Drift. Yeah, we're ready to get the job done tomorrow.
The weekend's just beginning for you. Yeah, buddy. Great battle. I know we're not going to see you the entire season, but you certainly made a huge impact here today. And again, we're just beginning, so tell us what this experience was like.
Yeah, you know, we showed up with my small crew back from Orlando to see if the E36 could hang and have some fun, and that's exactly what we did. You know, we got to drive on one of the most amazing tracks in Formula Drift, one of my favorite cars, and get to just have an absolute blast. It was awesome.
Congratulations, man. And finally, to our winner. Yeah! 14 years old, everybody. Crazy, crazy. What would you like to tell the fans of Formula Drift?
It's great competition. So this is my first competition, so I'm so exciting, and I'm so honored to join this competition and drive this great driver. So thank you so much.
I agree with you. He is very exciting. Back up to you guys.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Congratulations to Manoa. What a humble 14 years old. It just bears repeating. Adam LZ having a blast behind the wheel of his BMW. And Connor Shanahan, welcome to Formula Drift. On behalf of Jacob, anything you want to say, buddy?
Nah, man, I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember, we got the top 32, and this is how it shapes up. So here is the bracket. And this is who you're going to be seeing going against each other tomorrow. Be sure to check at Formula Drift. Again, we're giving away some tickets on Type S. Be sure to check that out. We're giving away some starter packs, a bunch of things. Here's the bracket. Look at Odie versus Jeff Jones. You got so on and so forth. James Dean versus Fetty. Look at all these names. Novak versus Vaughn's not driving.
No, he gets a bye. He gets a bye.
Yeah. So, all right, well, there you go. This is how the 32 is shaping up for tomorrow's main event. Jacob Gettins, thank you so much. Welcome. Vernon, thank you so much. Brian Eggert, Robin Ishida, and Reese Marin. So thank you so much. On behalf of the whole crew, thank you so much. Lorette Nickel will, Ryan Turk and Shanahan. That's going to be a good one. Forsberg, Adam, it's going to be a burner. Thank you guys, children of all ages. Send it. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.